Good morning from Colombia. The title of today's reflection is The Calling of Levi. We're going to read from Mark 2, chapter 13 to 15. Once again, Jesus went out beside the lake. A large crowd came to him, and he began to teach them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," Jesus told him, and Levi got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. Who was Levi? Well, Levi was probably better known as Matthew. They reckon that Matthew would have been his Christian name. He was a tax collector, and at this time he was working for Herod Antipas. In fact, a very good job. You see, many of us, when we hear about the calling of the disciples, probably have heard the story about the fishermen. It's the more famous one. It's the one that we have more details of. But I believe that this calling of Levi was just as important. Jesus chose his disciples carefully, and he chose them for very good reason. Some may say that a fisherman's job was hard, it had long hours, and a low status. But a tax collector's job at this time would have been seen as a very good job, very well paid, and very safe. At the end of the day, he was working for the government. Imagine this. One day you're sat at your office. You yourself have a good job. And this Jesus guy comes along and literally asks you to follow him. You get up, you pack up your desk, you leave everything there, you go, you don't explain to your boss, you don't do anything. You literally just walk out of the office and follow Jesus. This is exactly what happened at this time. Two things. This story to me shows Jesus' love for all mankind. You see, although Levi would have had a good job, he wouldn't have been liked very much. He would have been seen as an enemy to most people. Working for the Romans at this time would have been against what most of the people wanted. After all, he was taking their money. He was taking their tax collections. He was taking money when a lot of the time people were overpaying tax. They were told to pay more tax. As you can imagine, even in these day and ages, the tax man isn't necessarily someone's favourite person. But in this day, it would have been even more emphasised that Levi would not have been liked. You see, Jesus came for all mankind. It didn't matter who they were. It didn't matter about social status. It didn't matter whether they were liked or whether they weren't liked by the people around them. Jesus came for everyone and gave everyone an opportunity. But let's talk about Levi's excellent response to the call. Literally, as we discussed earlier, he packed up his desk, left everything he had, left his good quality, well-paid job, left it all and followed Jesus. This is an example of what it means to follow Jesus, to lay down everything. Elsewhere in the Bible it says that to follow Jesus is to pick up your cross daily. Well, this is one of the ways that we pick up our cross. We lay everything down, our jobs, our money, our social status, everything that we are, we lay it down all for the sake of Jesus. But look at this. The next thing we read, Levi is holding a dinner party. Now, the day you became a Christian, let me ask you this. Did that very same day you decide to hold a dinner party where you can invite all of your friends? You can tell them all about Jesus, how he's begun to change your life, how you've just found the answer to life's of so many problems, how you found the living Saviour, someone that offers you forgiveness. For Levi, this is exactly what he did. He held a large dinner. He wanted all of his friends, everyone, to have the chance of meeting this Jesus too. We read that there were other tax collectors there. There were other sinners there. Now, tax collectors would have been the majority of his friends, as that was his line of work. And to be honest, I don't think they had many friends outside of work. But Levi was given the opportunity for all of them to know Jesus. You know, genuine friendships are the strongest form of evangelism. When we have genuine friendships, people see more of us than a lot of people do. They see how we react to certain situations. They can see how life can be different with Jesus. And I want to encourage you today, that through your genuine friendships with people, why don't you start sharing more about Jesus and who this amazing guy is? So my question this morning is, how many of you have told all of your friends about this amazing Jesus? How many of them have given a chance to them for them to understand who he is? And if not, why not? God bless you all.